Now, a video that has been hitting the mix,
So who owns this?
like, has been trending on YouTube, I would say this week, of this guy. I don't know where he's from, but he went to Oriana Town. So if you guys don't know what's Oriana Town, it's like a town, a place in South Africa where only like white people live there, and they only want to live around white people only.
Afrikaners.
And what I like about this guy, I saw a clip. He asks like straightforward questions. He doesn't bullshit around. I think it's a very interesting video.
A
Honestly.
descendant of Dutch settlers who arrived at the Cape of Good Hope on a boat in the year 1652.
But honestly, I don't wanna see.
Would you say that Orania is a controversial town in South Africa?
Orania is definitely.
This is the part that I wanted to react to. I don't want to watch the background story of Oriana Town. I think we have watched it so many times. I just want to see the part where he's like questioning him. This is the question he was asking. Wow, this is the part. This is the part I want to react to. Yeah. So I believe this is the president of Oriana Town or some shit. I don't care. Who gives a shit? I think it's the president of Oriana Town or whatever.
These men are part of our history.
Okay, let me just go back.
All of these busts have been either thrown away elsewhere, or they've been either donated or thrown away. And we put them in a half circle back here to represent these men are part of our history.
You know what's the interesting thing? When I saw the other video before I watched this, the reason why I don't want to watch the another 40 minutes video about Oriana is because I already watched. So the way they explain is that these statues were like from other statues around South Africa during the apartheid time. These are the statues, so they have collected them to preserve their culture, and then they say the government doesn't respect their culture, doesn't want to preserve their culture. How do you expect us to respect or to preserve a culture that was I'm not saying these ones, but most of the statues during the apartheid time were like the statues of the people who were enforcing the laws, the oppressors. So how do you expect us how do you expect people to move forward and to preserve the statues of the people who didn't like them or hated them, who were racist and were enforcing these laws? It's just, I started finding it. I'm not saying these ones, but I would take the time to Google some of these. But I wouldn't be surprised if these were the people who were actually enforcing the laws or pro-apartheid. If these statues, I wouldn't be surprised if I Google them.
No nation's history is only good, but also no nation's history is only bad. However, all of this is part of our history, and we put it in a semicircle with the symbolism. They cannot look over the edge of the hill. They are in the past, they're part of our history, but they're in the past.
With all the monument that I see in here.
Oh, so the excuse, that's what I'm telling you, bro. Let me just finish. I have so much to say when I see this stuff.
Would you agree with me if I say that this man performed a lot of atrocities in the past?
You see, I didn't even know that information, but I feel like this guy, the reason why he's asking these questions is because he probably Googled the faces of these people. He actually made a research on this.
Obviously, these are controversial figures, and I think
they're not controversial. They're bad people, not just controversial, bro.
The fact that
racist people
put them here in Orania with our own funding. Some people are uncomfortable in the rest of South Africa to care for them, to see them in public, and I think that's why Orania is also a solution to a lot of the international conversation about monuments, because this is on private land, private funds, and it's our history.
That's That's a fair criticism, but the thing is that you can't say Oriana Town is not a racist. We're not racist people. We're just trying to preserve our culture, but then still go and sort of promote. I've never seen a single YouTuber that went to Oriana Town. They never came here to show them these. So they're sort of acting like, no, we're just preserving the history, but then they're still promoting it at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So if you're promoting something, then it means you stand with it. I mean, I can't come here, let's say I give you a product. I can't come here and promote a product that I'm against. You know what I'm saying? Let's say I was selling this speaker. I can't come here and tell you, if I didn't like this speaker, I didn't hate it, I wouldn't come on this YouTube video every day and try to sell you the speaker or whatever. I wouldn't do that. So if they're also doing this, every TV, every interview I've seen, most of them, to be fair, the ones that I've seen on YouTube, they always come to the statue. So they're actually promoting it. So if you're promoting something, it means you stand with the ideas that you're promoting. And then you want to claim that you're not racist. Where's the logic in that?
It's your history, but at the end of the day, a lot of people were harmed in the process. You don't think if you are embracing this, you're definitely embracing apartheid?
Exactly, bro. I like this guy, bro. This guy doesn't. Who is, bro? I need to find his name, bro. Like the questions that were. I almost said Wade. When the Union of South Africa was formed in 1910, blacks and other 9 whites were given a very legal rights. Oh, this is for people who don't know what's apartheid.
Is it okay to celebrate Shaka Zulu leader? Do you know who that is?
I know who Shaka Zulu is.
He killed a lot of people. Is it fine to celebrate him?
Yeah, but he didn't kill the opposite race, didn't he? Shaka Zulu, I don't think you can compare Shaka Zulu to apartheid. That's crazy, bro. That's just like this, the baseline, all of it. It's not even, bro. Shaka Zulu wasn't go around oppressing other people's races and stuff like that. Hell no, that's like far from it. It was just a mad king, and every culture has had a person who's been a mad king. So you compare Shaka Zulu to apartheid government is ridiculous. They're not even on the same level.
Question for South Africans.
That is a question. This is a question for Iranians.
It's bullshit, bro.
He was more like the architect for apartheid. Do you agree with that?
I agree with the fact that he implemented a lot of policies in the apartheid era. I think the apartheid legacy comes from the South Africa that the British created in 1910.
You wanna put it on the British?
The legal framework that they created at that stage, and the realities that follow after that. A lot of the South African black people fought on the British side and did not get recognition or the ability to vote after that. Yes, he continued with some policies, he created new ones, but the reality of South Africa in that context was already set there in 1910.
You don't think it's because of this that's why people have problems, you know, because of history like this, because so many South Africans are not happy with this history, even though it's part of them. But I believe, like you just said, let the past be past. I mean, we can never forget our history. But I mean, I feel like...
You know what's the fascinating thing? People from Orion, I'm saying, you get, I'm not saying all white people, they'll be like, yo, apartheid happened a long time ago, you guys should let it go, it's in the past. Well, if you still want to keep it the history, you should let go of the statues. Then you shouldn't have a problem with them letting the statue. The reason why I'm saying this is because I've seen a lot of white people say this. Guys, apartheid happened a long time ago. The laws that are putting in place right now, like BEE, whatever, they've been like, it's long overdue. It should stop, and then everyone, we should go back to a level playing field. Apartheid didn't affect you, it actually affected your parents, stuff like that. That is the huge argument, and I'm pretty sure if some of the arguments that accuse I would believe that most people from Oriana Town, this is what they actually believe in. This is the idea, believing that apartheid happened a long time ago, and then black people should just let it go. It doesn't affect you as of today. But they also still want to preserve the apartheid statues as part of their history. So we must forget apartheid. Oh, but no, they want to keep their racist leaders from the apartheid because it's part of their history. We should forget. Interesting.
This bin here, it's more like a, what do you call it? Like a sword in the eyes of the people of South Africa.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. We have had from the ANC Youth League, we have had influential South African politicians. We have had 2 state presidents of South Africa. Nelson Mandela landed with his helicopter just there. We have had traditional black communities, Xhosas, Zulus. We have had the people of the Barulong tribe. All of them have been there. I have seen in their eyes no offense. They have expressed no offense. They have embraced Urania as a model that they can learn from. And
here's the thing, like if you had these statues in your house, I'm not gonna come there and start shitting on you because you have these statues. Like he said in the beginning of the interview, it's what you call, it's a private property, and you can do whatever you want on your private property. Like I'm not gonna tell you what to do, where to put them in the stage and not to put them. But for you to try and gaslight us the reason why they're there, that's just ridiculous. Bro, this guy is gaslighting us. Like, come on, bro.
They understand that we have the right to put our history in a context for our people here, for a way that we can...
Yeah, fine, but admit why they're there, bro. At least admit it. Trying to gaslight us, that's like, come on, bro. Now you're gaslighting us. I'm not gonna come to your place and be mad the reason why the TV is facing that way and whatever. It's your crap, bro. You know what I'm saying? But for you to try to gaslight us, that's the part where I don't agree with.
explain it to our children, our grandchildren.
Oh shit. This part is over.
But my experience is two things I take from Orania. Number one is that they're doing it for themselves. And
Alright, let's watch it. I want to go
Xhosa
back to
people, the Baru of, and they also embrace their identity and to live it by creating your own identity. Identity is needed for diversity. Without identity, there is no diversity.
Based on the conversation we've had so far, I feel like the Afrikaners actually have a problem with the English.
Well, we sure have our historical disagreements. The reason, I think there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
The reason for that is the English took us to the brink of extinction. They took us to the brink of extinction. They almost, in the peace negotiations after the Second War with the English, one of the generals said, if we continue this war, we will be genocided off the face of the earth.
Okay, I feel like the questions are over. This is where this guy is just talking. This is the part that I wanted to see. This is the most play part. This is the clips that I saw in TikTok. Very interesting. And I'm glad that I reacted to it. I almost like, I didn't know when I opened this video I was just gonna call this part, but as soon as I opened this video I remembered, oh yeah, there was a part where it was like a very heated part with like very good questions. There's no need for me to watch. Everyone, I bet if you're watching this video you know the history of like Oriana Town, so this is like the part that I wanted to react to.